BMWs are goth Latina baddies who are ready to hurt you.
And you're not strong enough.
Let's get into it. This is our Back from Clapped season 2 retrospective.
Yeah,
we're winding down the BMW content and we're just looking back on what we've done. We should have said that at the beginning. I might splice that in.
We'll put this at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, even though this is the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
About a year ago, we made a lot of very bold statements about BMW ownership. You know, JDM cars got insanely expensive.
Yeah, they're the hot stuff.
The prices went just ridiculous. And for the regular person, it's like, oh, I can't afford half my dream cars anymore.
Yep.
So what can we do instead? And so we do a lot of searching, a lot of looking, and what showed up?
25-year-old BMWs with quarter million miles and 5-speed transmissions.
There was an E46 right off camera here that I purchased for $1,500 and was like, I feel like I could have a comparable experience to a JDM car.
It's a straight 6 WRX.
Yep. Yeah. Mine was all-wheel drive. It's a 5-speed manual. Our premise was, can we have those? Can we have that same level of fun? Are they as reliable? Because these cars both have a ton of miles on them, which kind of leads to the credence like, oh, these things, if you maintain them, are pretty reliable. The engines will just keep going and going. Mm-hmm. But you look online and everyone's like, if you buy a BMW, your wallet will be empty.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true.
And it's complicated.
Yeah,
I'll start off this nonsense. So, this car, bought back in July of 2023. At the making of this video, it's around October 2024. It had about 219,000 miles on it. And full disclaimer, I did pick it up for about $4,500. Too much? Good? I don't know. But that was the price. I felt comfortable with it. Whatever. It is now at about 245,000 miles. So I have driven this car a lot. Like, it has been my legitimate daily driver. And when I picked up the car, I am the third owner of it, which is surprising for how long this car's been on this earth. But when doing a test drive, it seemed to be pretty well maintained. The parts that I could see on the surface had been addressed. There were some things that were repaired. And just the overall condition of the car, it's kind of led me to believe that it has lived most, if not all of its life in a garage. So this is definitely not a neglected version. There are definitely worse cases out there. But even still with that, this car has given me a decent amount of headaches. And that goes from the typical cooling system. I've had to replace everything on the cooling system minus the radiator. I've done the Vanos. We have a few videos up above that you can check out on kind of some of the work we've done. The suspension was completely original. Had to replace that. The rear end was starting to fall apart. The drive shaft decided to want to separate itself from the rear differential. And the window regulators, they're just not happy. So it is just one little piece at a time that just keeps chipping at you and nagging at you. And just, hey, guess what? Money, please. Yeah.
Money, please.
Oof.
How much? Yeah, he said it's super good. Or not super good.
Super good.
He said it's super good.
Super good.
Super good. You can buy these cars very well maintained. You can buy them kind of neglected. I think in any case, because mine, was the $1,500 version that had been owned by several teenagers before. It was ratty, falling apart all places, and all of the maintenance needed to be done. It had LED lights inside and fake M parts, but
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Nothing else was touched.
Nothing had been. Everything under the car was original. We went through that whole E46 and basically replaced everything in it. So it runs really well now. It runs great, and every time I start it, it's awesome. It sounds great. It feels good. I love sitting in it. I love driving it. But there's just this thing in the back of your head that's like, something is going to break.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it is. You don't know when. But you're like, something, you just can't. It never really lets you get comfortable.
Yeah, it's not trustworthy. And the reason I feel that way is because my other vehicle is a truck that I've owned for 7 years now. It's a Toyota 4Runner that I've personally put about 70,000 miles on, and I've replaced the alternator. That's it. And that's heavy driving off-road, highway miles. It's been, multiple multi-100-mile road trips. It gets beat up.
Yeah.
And one part has gone out on it.
Yeah. And in these, you drive to the store, have a great time, put it in the driveway, turn it off, turn it back on, and something doesn't work.
Yeah.
You'll roll a window down, it doesn't roll back up.
In the making of this video, I rolled down this window to talk to him about positioning for our sweet thumbnail. So give us a like just for the thumbnail.
Yeah, just the thumbnail. Yeah.
I rolled this back up, and something broke. Something cracked and dropped in this window, and I'm terrified to drop this window again because I don't think it'll go back up anymore.
He was graced by the BMW gods that whatever broke happened when the window was all the way up. That's a good day.
It just never ends, and that comes from a good morning of driving it to go get food, driving it around and having fun. Like it's a great car, but it is just so fragile.
Yeah, and it's that's what's really weird about these is because this thing has 250,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
By any definition of reliable,
it does
that's reliable.
Yeah, it has more miles than my Toyota.
The engines feel super smooth. They both will be redlined every day.
Oh yeah.
You just redline them. As long as there's coolant and that temperature needle doesn't move, I will just hammer on it. Yeah, because it'll just take it, and it's insanely fun. The car is comfortable. It's responsive. It's why we call them Golf Latina baddies is because we love them.
Yeah, but they don't love us.
They don't love us. They're stepping on us. They're stepping on our nuts and spitting in our faces. While smiling. And we have horrible...
And we keep coming back for more.
I will fix something and I'm like, I'm done with it. It's over. I'm done. And then the next day I'll walk out into the driveway because for some reason with this specific car, I will just leave my house and go look at it. I just stare at it. I don't even have to be driving it. And I'm like, I love this car.
This is my personal garage, and this is where this car lives. I do the same thing. I have this stool,
the seat,
and I just look at it because they just look at it. You can see it. They don't make cars like this anymore. It's just a fine piece of machine.
Yeah, it's art.
They don't make this anymore. This thing is just like, this is metal. It's a bank vault.
Cars don't close. The doors don't close.
25-year-old door.
Yeah, you can't even see. I don't even know if you'll be able to see right here. Like all that leather in there in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Black leather, manual. Like this thing is sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah. They when it's good in this way that it's never. I've never felt in a car before. And then it goes bad, and you just want to cry.
Yeah.
Like you have nowhere to put your feelings. Like you just have to open your wallet.
Yeah.
Do you want it to keep being good? It's like you're gonna need a little something.
Yeah.
It's like Tony Soprano shaking you down, like every third time you start it.
You're never done, I guess is the way. You can do maintenance, but there's always going to be something at this point. And
that kind of brings it back. Like we're making this video from the perspective of an import fan that wants to shake it up.
Japanese import.
Yes, Japanese import fan that wants to shake it up, wants to get into something or maybe a little bit different, maybe cheaper than a lot of Japanese cars right now, because you can find these cars $2,500 all day long, like you could 240s back in the day, in various states of repair, disrepair. It really depends on your mechanical ability. But these cars, they made 1 million of them.
Yep.
Like there's just so many of them. You can get into an early 2000s BMW
with a decent amount of them with a manual. It's not that hard to find these cars with the standard transmission.
Yes, because they're driver's cars.
Yeah.
They really were made for the ultimate driving experience, and it shows. But if you're expecting Toyota levels of reliability, it's not reliable in the same way. The engines feel that level of reliability.
Yes.
It's the plastic and the rubber around it. Everywhere where they use plastic is a place where something can go wrong And
it just feels like the original owners of these cars treated them like a Toyota, so they just neglected them. And when these cars get neglected, they fall apart fast. If you neglect a Toyota, they don't care.
Yeah.
So it's just a big difference. It's a culture shock going from that. Because even my old 80s Nissans, they were just weirdly reliable. I never, as a teenager, I didn't have to do anything to them. And then this car, it's just every couple weeks. A little bit here, a little bit there. Oh, here's my second thermostat. It's just, it always, it always has its hand out. And usually it's something small. Sometimes it can be a little bit bigger, but it is always something, which gives you a weird satisfaction to drive it because you are giving your soul away to keep this on the road while everyone else has already gotten to like a Kia Sorento.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see, when you see someone else with one of these cars on the road, you're like, oh, they care.
Yeah,
they care.
You can't casually own this.
Yes, you have to care to own it in some way. You either paying a dealership to keep it maintained for you, or you're under it, once a month, just doing the stuff to make it work.
Yeah,
and that's. It's part of it. Just adds to the mystique. It adds to it's so much give and take. It's this weird balance of like how much is too much. I've learned more about cars, period, in the last year owning a BMW than in 15 years of owning a Japanese car.
For sure.
It'll open the box. You will learn if you buy one of these.
I think in my 15 years doing mechanical work, this is the first vehicle I've opened the valve cover on. I've never had to do that before. Nothing's required me to do that in a Japanese vehicle.
And so if you like the package as it is and you're okay with tinkering, this is an incredible car, and I still think of a very good value. Even though we're like, oh my gosh, it's expensive, everything breaks. It's like you get the knowledge, you can get parts relatively of it's not like if you're not taking it to a dealership, it's like you just ordering the parts offline. You can find OE aftermarket stuff, some stuff from China, and everything
part
like that.
Support is there. There's a few dedicated websites that will help you build kits, everything you need. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, this car is great if you want to learn how to work on a vehicle. We're just trying not to sugarcoat that. Oh, I've had this car for a year and put 20,000 miles on it, and it's been perfect. It's just we want to make sure we live up to the expectations of these cars look great, they drive great, but they also need you to pay attention.
Yeah.
But on the affordable side, I still argue that it has been, because even though this has been kind of part needy, the parts aren't expensive, and I am getting OE quality, or if not OEM parts. So it hasn't been just breaking the bank for keeping it alive. So
And we're being kind of nitpicky. I had the same window issue. Actually, all my regulators broke. I've replaced all the windows now. But the major components, when we got the cars, we did the vanos, we did the cooling system, we did suspension components. I replaced the front axles, the bushings, the control arms, everything. All that stuff had no problems. It's not like I'm under there every month fixing the stuff I already fixed.
Yes.
It's just like I know that stuff is good. That's why I'm okay redlining it every day and throwing it in the corners. But it's all the little extra things.
Yeah, it shows its age.
Yeah, just little. Yeah, it's just like you're like I'm done, and then something tiny will just kind of put you over the edge.
Yeah.
But the window regulator was $15 on Amazon. And I was in the car 2 days later, and because I've touched every single component of that E46, I went from having never done a window regulator and it being like the most what am I doing? Dismantling my door? Like, what is this? To I can do it almost with my eyes closed now because I've done it so many times.
But the part that makes it hard is that it's doing that right after doing a major mechanical part, and then, oh, hey, by the way, can you also do this? You're never done.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is just two guys complaining about two 25-year-old luxury cars. Yeah. So they are going to have these little plastic pieces that break, but that is just something you need to know when you're getting into this, is that your work is never truly finished. Yeah.
If you put the time into it, especially the major components, you're fine. They're great. They're great.
Yeah.
They're great. But it's just you have to want to tinker. You have to want to dance with it. If you want to, you're gonna love it. It really is. It's totally worth it.
if you're looking at this car as a comfortable, cheap daily, and you don't have mechanic skills, I don't know if I would recommend this car because those costs at a dealership or a shop are gonna just eat your budget away.
Yeah, no, I think I got the deal I got on my car because the previous teenager got the list of everything that needed to be done to it from a dealership. The car was essentially totaled 3 times over.
Yes,
it's like why would you put that much money into that car? That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And and so that's why so many of them I think end up for sale on the cheap. It just costs so much to maintain them. But with a little bit of elbow grease and willing to learn how to do it, there's so many YouTube videos, there's so many forums, there's so many how-tos. If you have any kind of mechanical inclination, you can do it. We sat down to make this because we don't. It's like, how do we feel about our cars? Like,
yes, that is the hardest part. It's been well over a year, lots of miles, lots of attention, and yeah, it's fine.
Is that an aggregate of your feelings? Because I feel like I've never loved a car I don't know if I've loved it more or as much or in this way. I've never felt this way about this car. But where I'm just so happy when when I sit in it and I turn it and it cranks right up and I turn off onto the main road and hit the accelerator or go around a corner and feel the car settle into place. And the sound system's just playing my favorite music and it sounds great. I've never been it just does everything for me so well. It's like it feels like more than the sum of its parts. And so I have this love for it, and then but I have this thing. It just feels like it doesn't love me back, and that makes me, I guess, tilted or jaded,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what am I even doing with this thing? Like, go back to JDM, do something else.
Yeah, those cars love you.
That's I don't know. That's what this video is about. This is our.
What was it about?
This is our Back from Clapped season 2 retrospective.
Yeah,
We're winding down the BMW content and we're just looking back on what we've done. We should have said that at the beginning. I might splice that in.
We'll put this at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, even though this is the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just looking back and just trying to pull some conclusions.
Yeah. I don't regret buying it. This car for its age is more comfortable than probably most modern cars
100%.
Because modern cars are just cheap plastic, no insulation, and just cost effective.
Right.
So this is just better. It has probably it has a world-renowned suspension system on it. Everything is aluminum. It's a benchmark for this car itself is uniquely special. BMW really took their time with this, and it shows. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We made this so hopefully if you guys are watching, you will come down to the comments and tell us. I would never buy one.
Yeah.
No, you guys just don't know how to own them.
Or just this. Have you gone from a JDM car to a Euro car? Was it something like this, an older one? Was it a newer one that just blows your ass off?
Yeah.
Because that's just all they do these days.
Intake in a tune,
yeah,
baby.
just ass blowing. And then, or have you gone the other way around? Have you been into Audis and Volkswagens or something, and then you made your way to, I don't know, a 370Z or
an STI
whatever, and did that become like, oh, this, I get it, or
vice versa? You're
like both?
Yeah, just this is just a community to talk about what you have, talk about your experiences, figure out what you like and what you don't like. And This is a very weird video for us because we just want to talk through what we're thinking about and
get out of our head.
Get out of our head. Yeah, because we're like, what are we doing with this stuff? We don't know.
Yeah.
So if you made it this far, you are freaking rock star. If you made it this far,
I hope you have an opinion.
And I think you have to subscribe. If you are at this point in the video, you have to. Come on.
Or else.
Yeah, not or else. Not a threat. It's just like a logical conclusion.
Or else I'm gonna turn on your check engine light.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know if you're interested in these cars. Let us know if you're a JDM guy who's sick of the high prices. We just want to chat. We're just lonely. We're sick of talking to each other. We want to talk to you. So
yeah,
that's
it.
That's it. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Buy cars you like.
Yeah, buy cars you like and Talk about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
To us.
To us. Yeah. Tell us what we should get next. Oh, yeah. Bye.